Succesul e mai aproape când ai un partener care te susține. Raiffeisen Bank. Reușim împreună.
Pentru bătrâni și pensionari și pentru restul oamenilor mari, cu tabieturi pe măsură. Pentru toți cei pentru care fiecare ban e o mică avere și o constantă sursă de durere, avem tot ce trebuie. Pentru copiii născuți cu premeditare sau cei născuți dintr-o întâmplare fericită, care adorm cu nani puișor și care îngână ia-mă și pe mine în zbor. Pentru gemeni și tripleți hrăniți cu lapte praf, iubire și cu pufuleț în plimbările din parc, avem tot ce trebuie. Pentru femeile care știu că frumusețea e un pariu ce trebuie câștigat. Pentru eternul feminin, eternul masculin și aventuri de o noapte în oraș, pentru cei care știu că avem femei frumoase și fac tot ce trebuie ca să rămână așa. Pentru cei care pot să citească printre rânduri poezia unei creme de corp, avem tot ce trebuie. Pentru cei uitați sau care se simt neglijați de această reclamă, pentru toți, mesajul e același. Avem tot ce trebuie. Sensiblu, o farmacie pentru fiecare.
Casca mambo nella notte scura. Bruciano i cuori, bruciano gli amori delle lucciole bambina. Bacio il cielo tra i bagliori della festa. Traballo sulle note, un passo indietro che mi sei rimasta in testa. Finché l'alba per noi non vorrà più venire.
Vivi la vita per ogni.
Remember us, honey, young and wild, but don't you know, it's quite alright. Where are we running? Make it stop. Don't you know it's quite alright. I'm talking about good days.
Alimentează sau cumpără iarna asta de la Rompetrol și câștigă carburant pentru drumurile care contează.
Nu ai aflat? Toată lumea pleacă în vacanță cu carburant de la Rompetrol. Vara asta alimentează sau cumpără de minim 100 de lei și poți câștiga unul din cele 2000 de plinuri de carburant sau marele premiu, una dintre cele 10 tone de carburant.
For 2 years, the couple Diana and Andrei have been travelling around Romania in the name of the country's second largest bank to convince people to use alternative forms of payment in a campaign called Life Without Cash. Online, they managed to grow a steady fan base of around 40,000 who tune in weekly to see their latest adventures. To reach a different audience, they appeared at the theatre festival Undercloud, where they could promote these alternative forms of payment in an equally alternative way. Introducing theatre ads. Before the actual play, Diana and Andrei appeared on stage and played a special version of Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet and other classics. The topic was again Life Without Cash, but in a slightly different setting.
Aceasta este întrebarea. Să știi că toate astea, cardul este mai puternic decât sabia.
Oh, leuțul meu!
nevoie de un router nou!
O luăm pe calea fibrei optice a destinului și cumpărăm ce vrem.
Nu, eu am princip. Eu nu merg la bulevard decât cu cardul. Maxim cu telefonul mobil, că atât nimic pe poșetă. Iar dacă la stabiliment nu au POS, o măsline nu ating.
Around 3,000 people appreciated this new way of advertising, and for a few nights in a dark theatre, people actually liked advertising. How about that?
Raiffeisen Bank has a very cool product for students, the Studento Card. However, students have a very low interest in banking products. They are interested in movies, photographies, magazine, Facebook, and games. What could we do to make them change their minds and get a Studento Card? We put their interest first. We launched a game where they could create and run their own cool business. Photo studio, video production house, magazine, game developing company. They became entrepreneurs using their own content from Facebook and Studento Card as a tool, rewarding real-life transactions with points. With a small and efficient communication, we gathered thousands of students to play like a boss. We empowered them to pursue their dream and they rewarded us with dreamy results. 150% new cards and 51% new transactions. Can you imagine how many happy students are out there at a Raiffeisen ATM?
Enel is the biggest electricity provider in Romania, but also a big user of paper for their printed invoices. To stop that, they launched electronic billing. So how do we convince people to switch to it when they're reluctant to change? We sent out one last paper invoice that was printed on seeded paper. So when you got the bill, you could actually bury it forever. And not only that, it would also grow something green. 50,000 consumers switched to electronic billing in the first month, meaning less paper used, more green, and a better environment for all of us. Media was excited, and so was our client. And the final bill? 0.
Under the communication 5-star skin protection for the world's most demanding skin, Pampers Premium Care built a Facebook app based on the concept 5 stars, 5 wishes come true. We invited moms to enter and discuss about the wishes they have for their babies. Then we turned Premium Care 5 unique features into wishes coming true. Moms completed all their wishes and registered the baby's name and picture in a Facebook look-alike profile simulation. So, newborn babies or toddlers are now doctors, lawyers, or architects, all of them with interesting hobbies and life-changing experiences.
Little star, like a diamond, you shine your little light, twinkle, twinkle.
In spring 2013, Milka decided to launch a new promising product on the Romanian market. With a hollow wafer shell, covered in Milka chocolate and filled with creamy vanilla or chocolate, Crispello is a praline. Its aim was also its main challenge, to become an everyday praline. Because, in order to do so, Crispello had to go against the entire category of pralines, perceived as for special occasions only. And so it did, through its integrated communication. To support and enhance the message, we developed a Facebook campaign. Through our app, users were invited to discover and share the reasons why Crispello should be part of their lives. Our campaign was built on the everyday praline positioning, proving that you don't need a special reason to have a Crispello. You eat it because it's light, creamy, and crispy. The app kept the users involved with new and playful cards every day. The results? The cards became a hit on Facebook. Our objectives were considerably surpassed, which gave everybody endless reasons to keep choosing Crispello as a daily treat.
This is where you start! This is the moment when that rocky valley doesn't own you anymore! Earn your glory, boy! Remember this day, for it will be yours forever to brag about! Strike it hard! Give nothing, but take everything! For tonight, you will dine at home! Home, home, home! The new Toyota Land Cruiser V8 with Touch Pro satellite navigation. Start every journey with confidence!
First, just look at that huge hill and say, "You muddy, huge pile of dirt! You may hold me at 70 degrees for a few minutes of my life, but I will climb you! I will climb you! And then I'll laugh in your face! This is your road and your destiny! And in 800 meters, take a left on the National Road!"
The new Toyota Land Cruiser V8 with Touch Pro satellite navigation. Start every journey with confidence.
Listen up! 3 hours from now, I will be resting near the beach. Imagine where you will be, and it will be so! Hold it together! Stay with me! Brothers, what we do on the road echoes in eternity! Now take the second turn on the roundabout!
The new Toyota Land Cruiser V8 with Touch Pro satellite navigation. Start every journey with confidence.
It's Matthew. He's at the cinema already. Hi, Matthew. We're on our way. Please pick up the tickets and snacks. We're Texting while driving is more dangerous than drunk driving. Please don't text and drive. Toyota, always a better way.
Mom, look! 1 second, sweetie, it's Daddy. Michael did really well. I'm so proud. He's got a B on the test, and the teacher was very happy. Please, pick up some ice cream on your way.
Texting while driving is more dangerous than drunk driving. Please don't text and drive. Toyota, always a better way.
It's Victor. On our way. Just need to get the car back. I'm with Danny and Tom, and we'll get some pizza on the way, and we'll see you there.
Texting while driving is more dangerous than drunk driving. Please don't text and drive. Toyota, always a better way.
2nd of April 2012, World Autism Day. Everybody talks about autistic children. But Horia Mutsoi, a Romanian non-profit organisation, decided to stand out and talk about the parents of the autistic children using an effective psychotherapeutical technique based on repetition.
În ce constă această terapie? Repeți fiecare cuvânt de foarte multe ori până el îl înțelege.
Touch swing. Touch swing. Touch swing.
So how could we help? To raise awareness, we asked several media channels to get involved and repeat several times a part of their usual message.
Astăzi vremea va fi în general frumoasă. Astăzi vremea va fi în general frumoasă. Astăzi vremea va fi în general frumoasă.
Bună seara, bună seara, bună seara. Mergeți la teatru, mergeți la teatru, mergeți la teatru.
Romanian TV stations, including the top 3, joined the cause. The most important radio stations and newspapers followed. After the repetition, the explanation was delivered.
De mii de ori trebuie repetat un cuvânt pentru ca acest copil să înțeleagă despre ce este vorba.
In just one day, it became the most discussed subject on Facebook, blogs and news feeds. For several weeks, people kept repeating our message. Soccer teams played big games. Music bands played live concerts. Famous actors acted on stage.
Mulțumesc. Mulțumesc. Mulțumesc.
even a gang of bikers rode the streets of Bucharest wearing t-shirts with our message. With zero paid media, we earned exposure on every channel. The results were impressive. We reached more than 3 million through TV, which means 1 out of 6 Romanians. The other figures were equally impressive. And this is how the kids reacted. This is the story of 8847 and how it became the most well-known SMS number in Romania and a real person's name. It all started on 28th of March with exactly 8,847 minutes before the 2nd of April, World Autism Day. That exact moment, Corina, the queen of pop dance in Romania, officially changed her name to 8847. But let's back up a bit. Horia Motsoi, a small NGO fighting autism, had only one tool, an SMS number. Corina's name change intrigued her fans on Facebook and grabbed the attention of the media. To make the story even bigger, we leaked fake stories about the change. And it worked. For exactly 8,847 minutes, nobody suspected the truth. On the 2nd of April, Corina came clean on Happy Hour, the daytime TV show with the biggest audience.
Predisperarea celor de pe pagina mea de Facebook.
And the host made the first donation live.
Dacă oamenii se uită la noi și trimit un mesaj la 8847, practic ajută copiii bolnavi de autism. Pentru ajutorarea copiilor cu autism, Centrul Horia Motoi.
The news spread nationwide. Immediately after, we posted on Corina's Facebook page an app that allows people and companies to change their profile picture and cover photo into our own message. Results. After 30 minutes, we already had 5,000 SMS. With social media as our primary platform, we had 2.5 million Facebook impressions. Hundreds of Facebook users changed their profile picture and cover photo, including Toyota and World Class. Around 30,000 new fans for Corina, but also traditional media embraced Corina's social media stunt. And with zero paid media, 1 in 4 Romanians found out about our campaign.
Multe, am trecut prin multe. Toată viața nu a fost strează.
Across Europe, winters are bitterly cold, with temperatures reaching as low as -38. Unpleasant for those with a roof over their heads, but for those living on the streets, it's a survival test, which they must try and pass every year. It's easy to look the other way, so we put the homeless where people couldn't ignore them, in the comfort of their warm houses.
Începând de luni, 14 ianuarie, Prima TV te invită să urmărești timp de o săptămână rubrica Meteo prin ochii lor.
Bună seara, doamnelor și domnilor!
We arranged for homeless people to present the weather in the place of the usual presenters and talk about its impact on them. They also featured in the commercial break with a 3-minute-long story about how they ended up on the streets.
Află-le povestea în fiecare seară la rubrica Tema Săptămânii.
This took place for the first time ever in Romania, with Russia, Serbia and Poland, and also countries beyond the region, following soon after. Viewers were directed to a campaign site to find out how they could help. The campaign was featured on TV, radio programmes, newspaper articles, blogs and prestigious websites like the Huffington Post and Mashable, starting conversations across the world, and as far away as Japan. With more than 350 million media impressions in 60 countries, generating a media value of 7 million euros. But the biggest accomplishment was
m-a ajutat în căutarea locului de muncă.
Cu îmbrăcăminte și cu deja am fost ajutați în mai multe probleme și cu locul de muncă.
We turned winter days of cold into warm days of hope.